Good morning, everybody. I thought for today we would continue our adventures in Murrini Madness by making this dandelion Murrini using the ABR Imagery 5-in-1 Optic mold. Let's go. All right. Colors for today are, I have two sizes of clear. I have a rod of clear and I have my commercial stringers of clear because I'm going to use the smaller stringers to kind of fill in those trenches that we're going to make with the mold. And then I decided to make a yellow dandelion Murrini because I have a ton of white already. You are also going to need a nice stiff mandrel. Now this is actually my hollow mandrel that I use to blow shards with, but it's nice and thick and beefy. You can also use a solid, this is a 1/8 inch mandrel that I've used before, but you definitely want to use a mandrel. We're going to mount this Murrini on a mandrel instead of on a rod because you really need that back end support and that beef to push the melted glass into the mold. So I'm going to show you how to do that. And then of course we have our mold. So that's the materials and the tools. Let's get started. Okay, starting out, I got my steel mandrel and my tube of, and my rod of clear. And you have to heat up that mandrel just like you heat up glass, because otherwise it won't stick. And I'm going to put one wrap around the mandrel, just like so it sticks to that mandrel. And then the next wraps, I'm going to lay kind of next to the first wrap, not directly on top, but next to. And I am going to put a daub in the center there to cover up that hole, going for a big barrel of clear on this mandrel. So there's one wrap with my daub. Let's go ahead and make another like so. And just, I make about a 1/2 inch barrel coming off the end of that mandrel. And I do fill in the center because we don't want a hole in the center. We want it to be solid glass. So around and around. And I think it'll take about maybe four wraps. And I am going to marver this so that all those ridges are gone. Okay, that looks good. That looks about my 1/2 inch there. Let me fill in some little low spots here. Just like that. And then we're going to go ahead and marver. And I like using my round channel roller to marver this down. I don't know, it just got a good shape. Smooth everything out. And I even smooth out the part that's attached to the mandrel. I don't know. I just like it looking all neat and pretty. Okay, there we go. That's our starting barrel, like so. Now, I'm going to get my yellow, and I'm going to do the same thing. I'm just going to wrap some coils of yellow around this clear. And once we wrap this around, I'm going to go ahead and start putting it in each of the little molds. And as the size of the Murrini gets bigger and bigger, as my barrel gets bigger and bigger, we're going to use different molds. Oh, hang in there with me, phone. Don't heat up. Don't cause issues, phone. All right, wrapping. I have so much Murrini right now because I've been practicing, getting ready to do these Murrini videos. It's like, man, that stuff really multiplies quick. Okay. I think I got it. And let me marver it just for good measure. I know we're gonna put it in the mold, but I don't know. It just seems like the right thing to do. I struggle with what my gut tells me to do and what my brain tells me is practical. Okay, there we go. Now, I'm gonna use this first mold right here. I am going to heat up that barrel, just like so. And then you kind of gotta hold the mold down without burning yourself. And you have to go in and out really fast. Otherwise, your glass is gonna stick, and we don't want that. Okay, that glass looks good. Here we go. 1, 2, 3, deep breath. And you don't have to go all the way down. Just like that. Yay! Now I'm going to take my clear stringer and I'm going to go into each one of those channels. And I'm going to fill in those channels with clear stringer. All right, I'm going to do this, and then after I fill this in with clear stringer, I'm going to go ahead and put another layer of clear over the yellow, and I'll be right back so my phone doesn't freak out. And here's what the blob looks like with another clear layer on it. So once you put the clear layer on over everything, go ahead and put another layer of yellow. I hope this is gonna work. It looks like a very big blob. I don't know if it's gonna fit in that second mold, but we'll see, we'll see. Okay, I'm gonna coil this on, I'm gonna marver it down, and I will be back for the molding part. Here we go. I went ahead, I marvered that yellow down, and when I marvered it, I kind of cheated, I guess. I smushed it a little bit because I really want it to be skinny enough to get in that second mold. So now I am just heating up that barrel. And when I first did this, I got confused and I was molding the clear and not the color. So to keep things straight in your mind, just mold the color. Don't mold the clear one. So if you just think color, mold. All right, here we go. Oh my God, I'm scared. Into the mold. Zoom, zoom. Okay, we got kind of a flower. Maybe it was a little too hot because it kind of tapered down, but that's okay. We can work with that. And once again, I've got my clear, and it's going to go in all the little trenches. And then I'm going to put a layer of clear over the top, and then another layer of yellow. And we're going to use that big giant mold in the center. So, I'm not going to bore you with this boring part. I will be back for the final mold. Okay, look at the size of this meatball. It's huge. I'm not used to working with this much glass. It's ginormous. I'm heating up that final barrel of yellow. And it's taking a little bit, and I've got anxiety. Oh, please don't stick, please don't stick. Our last layer. All right, I like it, I like it, I like it. It's getting hot. Get it hot at the tip, get it hot at the back. All right, here we go, the last one. In, all the way down and out. And there you go. There's the final ridges. Again, grabbing my stringers, I'm going to fill those in. And I am going to put a last layer of encasement on this. Oops. And before we pull it. So let me get all the clear down. Let me get it marvered out. And I'll be back for when we pull this meatball. Okay, next step, once you get that last layer all marvered in, is we have to make our cap. So I've got my clear. I'm going around the edges like so. And then I'm going to start coiling it toward the center. Again, the important thing about these caps is you want to make sure you capture all of the edges, including the center stuff. So that's why we make this cap. And I think I've pretty much got it. Now I only make my caps on this one side because I'm only going to pull from one end. So I didn't feel the need to make a cap on both sides. Also, it's a pain in the butt because you kind of got to remove that big mandrel, make a cap, put it back on, and I'm too lazy for that. But try it out and see what works for you. This works for me. All right, I have another big steel mandrel, my shard blowing mandrel. I'm heating it up, and I'm just gonna stick it in that cap like so. And now the fun begins. We start to heat. I don't know how long this is gonna take. All right, heating. I'm heating from the center. I have my my flame kind of directed in the center. And it's big enough right now where the whole flame, it goes all over the glass. But as you rotate and as you start to stretch, that flame will start to concentrate towards the center. Now keep that wad of glass straight, you guys. You don't want your little yellow stripes to start twisting. So you kind of got to keep an eye on it. Don't let one end get away from you, but just keep your eye on it and keep things straight. And you can see the stripes within that wad of glass. Come on, glass, get it hot. Letting that heat kind of sink towards the center. This is such a blob. Oh, but it's gonna be cool. Okay, I can feel it starting to stretch a bit. Right about now, I'm giving it just a little tiny stretch. And I'm basically leaving my left mandrel alone. And I'm just lightly pulling on that right mandrel. And there goes my blob. It's starting to expand. And, you know, this is not like pulling stringers. I kind of just let the glass do its thing. So I'm not making a real concentrated effort to pull. All right, I like that. Now I'm gonna make a concentrated effort. Again, you guys, I like my Murrini kind of big. So, lightly pull. Like so. And I kind of like that right there. So, I'm gonna let it cool, and then we're going to go back in for a second pull. I'll be right back. So as you can see, I just used my nippers to nip that end off just like that, and now I'm letting it cool. I should probably go stick it in the kiln. All right, the first one's in the kiln. The second one I am heating up, and I'm just going to use a rod now to pull my second one. And it's kind of a trick. You got to keep it warm while you're futzing with everything else. So again, a little cap like so on the end, just to give you a handle to pull with. And let's go in for a second pull. And I'm just heating up the largest part here on the end. You could use a mandrel instead of a glass rod if you like. Sometimes the glass rod, all that heat transfers, and then the rod gets too warm, and you don't have any beef to pull this sucker with. Okay, just heating up that large part, that large fat part. And we'll get another good pull out of this. Hopefully it'll be round. Right now it's I kind of swooshed it down when I nipped it. Okay, it's coming along. See what we can get. Slow, slow, slow pull. Ooh, that's one side's getting kind of droopy, but here it comes. There we go. Well, I'm going to get a lot of really little ones out of this, but it's going to look cool. These are going to be flat dandelions. Okay, I like it. I'm going to leave it like that. Set this down so it cools off and I can cut it, and we'll be back. So I wanted to show you guys this because you're probably wondering, how do you get that big old wad of glass off of your mandrel? Excuse me, the famous jar of water. One thing you got to remember with those hollow mandrels, let them go when you put it in the water, because all that hot steam comes up through the mandrel and they get a little bit toasty. So voila, just throw it in the water, it comes out. You might have to bounce it a bit to get the glass out of the center, but eventually it'll come out. And that's how you get your glass off your mandrels. So let's make a bead. I have a little blue lentil here, and I have a little leaf cane. So I'm just gonna put down the stems first. One there, maybe a little one there. Let's do one over here by the side. Okay, press those little babies down. And now I have some white Murrini that I made before, and I'm just heating it up, flashing it in and out of that flame, getting it hot. Oh, you know what? I forgot. Let's put down our my clear glue. So, little clear stringer, little blob there, little blob there, right at the top of those little stems, little blob there. Okay, now I got my Murrini and I'm heating it up, flashing it, and at the same time I'm going to get that clear dot nice and hot. Plop that guy down, kind of squish him in a bit. Yay. All right, let me grab another one. Let's do the center one. Heat up that Murrini. Heat up that glue blob. Down it goes. Smush. And one final one. Ooh, this one's really small. Really skinny. Right there. Press them in. Cool. Okay, now I am going to put the clear over the top. I'm such a Murrini smudger. So I just really find that if I put clear over the top, I don't smudge my Murrini so much, and I don't ruin the design so much. So clear over the top. And then I'm going to take my little dental tool, and just around the edges, I'm just going to kind of coax that clear around the edges of my Murrini. And again, I am trying to just manipulate the clear. So it's a lot of heat control here. That one came out good. A little dab on the clear to flatten it out. And then just go around the edges, kind of angle your tool downwards. And that way you don't smudge your Murrini. Okay, last one. So far, so good. Yay, it's coming along. All right, I'm happy. Where's my leaf cane? Now I'm going to just go ahead and put some leaves on this. And there you go, you guys. That is Dandelion Murrini. I will leave you guys a link in the description for the ABR Imagery, that 5-in-1 optic mold, in case you don't have one yet. And yeah, have a great day. Ooh, it came out so cute. Have a great day, everybody. I'll be back soon with another video. Take care. Bye.